Well, welcome back, everybody, to From the Ashes Shorts, or soon to be changed to From the Ashes tier lists, because obviously we can't keep a short, and I'm tired of having the facade that we're shorts. We've only had so many episodes that have been under the half-hour mark, so let's just move on. And we are doing episode 6 of the unteen million episodes we're doing of the Ben 10 tier list. Actually, it's 11, but episode 6. So we're over halfway as of, partially through this episode. And we are going to be talking about some interesting aliens today. And to introduce those aliens that we've done in the past already, first of all, we already have Arson in here. But Grim is going to be taking it upon himself to give us a nice little recap of what has come before. Grim, would you like to try that?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right. In S tier, they get all of the birthday cake. We have Diamond Head, Swamp Fire, Accelerate, Upgrade, Heat Blast, Big Chill, Feedback. Quiet over there. Feedback, Humongousaur, and Ultimate Swamp Fire. In A tier, the guys that only get 2 slices of cake, we got Forearms, Ultimate Humongousaur, Ripjaws, it's still a crime he's not in S tier, both of the Upchucks, Goop, and Gray Matter. In B tier, these guys get 1 slice of cake. We have Brainstorm, Gravitack, Shock Squatch, Wild Mutt, Spider Monkey, Ball Weevil, Blocks, and Chromastone.
All right, hold on. Wait. Before you go any further, tread lightly. All right, continue.
No promises.
Ball.
In C tier, where they belong, Echo, Jet Ray, Molestache, Stinkfly, Ultimate Spider Monkey, Water Hazard, Pexky Dust, and Ultimate Big Chill. And in D tier, we have Crash Hopper, The Worst, Waka Trout, and I don't know. I think there's a smudge on the screen.
Hey, that's my bit. You gotta come up with something else.
Okay. We have Irrelevant. Anyway, what do we have?
Doge.
What do we have?
It's Ultimate Doge.
I can't say that. Never mind. No, it's anything but Ultimate.
All right.
Oh man.
So I feel like
funny.
Arson just decided to laugh to just try to completely sabotage
I
you.
was genuinely laughing like an idiot because I can't take anything seriously.
Well, that being said, that is our tier list up to this point. And we're going to be talking about 7 of the new alien. Well, 7 of our tier list new aliens that we're going to kick it off with. Who are we kicking it off with, Arson?
Oh, the original plant lad, Wildvine. All
right, who wants to start this off? I feel like Arson should start it off since he got out of doing the update.
Wildvine is like aesthetically wise compared to like Swampfire. He's the more alien of the two. I know, like, because Swampfire is more. He's more like cryptid-esque, like the Swamp Man, whereas like Wildvine is like a genuine like, ooh, this looks a little off and weird. I like basically almost a lot about him, like from the way like his little Venus flytrap flaps close on his head whenever he goes underground to burrow, and his bomb pods. Like, even the episode he debuted in, which was like the camp episode where like the fungi were trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
He showed up, you saw what he could do. Unfortunately, he wasn't entirely the one to, put an end to all of it, but, he what you saw in his debut episode was like good enough. Like you saw what he could mostly do. He can shoot thorns out of his body, which basically means he can like, kind of self-defend himself by like protruding spikes on his body to deter pesky melee brawlers, even though he never really uses them in that. Sharpens his claws, elongates, swings off of things. Like he showed up quite a fair bit after he showed up. He wasn't like most aliens where he shows up and then is never seen again, like Frankenstrike. But the few scenes that you do get with him are really cool because it's strange. Like he acrobatically, he was like that alien somehow. Out of all the aliens he had, he was more swingy.
Mm-hmm.
I liked them personally. I still do. Not a lot compared to the other aliens, especially Swampfire now. But I really did like him a lot in the original series compared. Like Grim said back then, there was like your all-time favorite, and then there was your current favorite. Back then, he was my current favorite. He was
Yeah.
just really, really awesome.
Yeah.
I loved what he brought to the table. Plant.
I like his aesthetics. I think he looks really cool. Like you said, the Venus flytrap thing at the top, like just like for the shoulders, just like really, I really liked. He did become more obsolete, because of Swampfire.
He became completely obsolete to me when they gave him the hippie voice.
Oh yeah. But overall, I did like him as well. I don't push him up as strong as some of the other ones, but he could really, he's a survivor. That's for sure. Like you couldn't kill that boy off for nothing. So, but I like him. He's not my favorite, but he's not my worst. But I don't really have much to say about him. I think he was a very solid alien. I know we've said that a lot to a lot of them. Like he does have a lot of solid aliens, but I don't know. What do you think there?
This one's more in the middle ground.
Yeah. I wouldn't put him too low, but I wouldn't put him too high. So I'll wait to save where I'm putting him for sure. Until Grim gets a second to talk about him for a minute.
I don't have too much. When I was younger, wasn't really a big fan of him. Nowadays, I really like his design. He's got a really cool design.
Transformation
But I
is
mean,
awesome. I love the way
yeah.
his head splits open, like the Venus flytrap splits open to reveal his head.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool.
That was cool. I gotta admit, that was really cool.
Yeah. He's a solid monster. I like him, but definitely not nearly as much as some others. Yeah, he's like a really good solid alien. I don't know why I said monster. But
Thinking of Monster Hunter again?
yeah, I am. Obligatory Monster Hunter, my reference. But yeah, no, he's good. I'd say he's B tier. I'd put him behind Chromostone for me because he has the same story as Chromostone, but I did end up liking Chromostone more. But yeah, that's just me.
Man, he's throwing that out there before we even talk anymore. Gosh.
Just, there's also in Omniverse, I think Gwen also had a Wildvine transformation. I think it was in the battle with all the bends. She had a Wildvine transformation. She also had a hippie voice. And I feel like it was a little bit mean to say that like the hippie voice made it obsolete. Like I didn't like it. I like the more rough, like, unnerving, like hoarse sounding like voice for Wildvine, but like it was fun. I know like they were trying to like implement more personality into them, but I felt like that his original voice was like great enough as it was.
Who voiced him? Was that Steve Blum, whatever?
I think. I'm not sure.
I think so
don't
too.
remember correctly.
I can't say for certain. So yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I guess I'd have to agree with Grim here. I'd probably put him above Ball Weevil, so like in between Spider Monkey and Ball Weevil.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, it's entirely up to you.
Well, and same. I actually agree with Grim Holy. I would put him behind Chromastone.
I respect it.
For me, but even so, with that, if you put him between Ball Weevil and Spider Monkey, he would go at least above Chromastone.
Is that how that works? I thought the majority outvote was like.
No, because
I don't
look,
know. The way we ran this list was pretty weird so far. That's all I'm saying. Like,
so the way
I feel
I'm
like for the next
trying,
time we have to set some ground rules.
yeah. So the way I'm trying this is the way I always do everything. Like, especially if there's like more than two. Like I know the DBD one was just us, and then we had the Star Trek one, which was 3, and then we have this, which is 3. And I'm trying to like meet in the middle. So with your higher ranking and our lower ranking, it still pulls him up a little, but not much. And that's why I wouldn't put him in front of Blocks.
What if I said he was A tier?
We'd have to figure out
Mitigate that, yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't. So, I feel like that he would be right about here. Because I don't think he'd be here because it's so basically 1 and 2. So with that, you got 1, and that with your guys' offsetting, boom. So does that make sense?
Gonna have to go back to the first episode then and see why Echo Echo's back in C.
I know. Well, that's because he voted him in D, like low D. And actually, he wanted to vote him lower than that. But, man, I just don't see him in C. I really don't. But, that's what we agreed upon. And if you didn't understand that when we were talking, I apologize. But, yeah. So, all right. So, moving along, we've got him above Chromastone. If everybody agrees.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
So next on our list, we're gonna be kind of doing a 2-for-1 again, sort of. We'll discuss the first one, and then we'll go with the one after that one because this one has an ultimate version, and that's why we're doing them back to back. And who is that, Arson?
Best alien. Oh man, he's contesting Diamond Head for me, but like the best roly poly boy.
He's so awesome.
Cannonbolt.
Cannonbolt is I love him. I love him. He's so good. Yeah. So anyways, let's start with Grim. Grim, why don't you bring out Cannonbolt? Tell us what you think.
So, like Assassin referenced last episode, I had said, or maybe not last, but like a few episodes before, whatever. I had said that you have a current favorite and then you have an all-time favorite. Cannonbolt is my all-time favorite alien. I love him so much. He's such a mixture of being goofy.
He checks all the boxes.
He
all
does.
the boxes. But like he's just a really fun alien to watch. And seeing Ben, either he protects people by like absorbing them into him when he rolls up into a ball. I can't imagine that feels very comfortable. Or what was, didn't he trap someone as well and he bounced around to like disorient him? Or am I thinking
that was Ultimate Cannonbolt. He did that to whatchamacallit, NRG. It was actually Kevin and NRG. He collected them up and then he trapped them in the suit again. I don't know how that was possible. Maybe Kevin had something to do with it. No idea how they did that in such a small space.
But he's just so cool. He's so cool, man. I will say he goes above Diamond Head for me. For me, he does go above Diamond Head. But I fully understand why he wouldn't for other people. You know what I mean?
I can't put him above Diamond Head.
I fully understand that.
You have to give him huge props because in his debut episode, he killed the one being that absolutely obliterated the entire species. Like prior to that
Genocide.
episode, the giant tick killed all of the cannonbolt species. They're all dead. Like their homeworld is gone because of the giant tick. And now it came to Earth, and then Ben turned into the very species that it destroyed and killed it from the inside out. The absolute aura.
If that's not poetic justice, I don't know what is.
I mean,
That
I'm not saying
is
he's not
nothing
awesome.
short of magnificent.
He is awesome. I'll give you that. But in the same
And then him
sense,
fighting Kevin, when Kevin literally said to his face, "I got all your aliens' powers. I know you inside and out." And then he turns into Cannonball, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well let me introduce you to Cannonball. Come on now, place
that
him
was
right
a-
behind Diamond Head. I demand it right now."
that's look, I said he couldn't go in front of Diamond Head.
And that's fine. I
I
will
didn't-
agree to that, but he has to be behind him at least, because he is a king.
You know what? I agree to those terms. Don't you go up front. I agree to those terms. I will absolutely place him in S tier right behind Diamond Head because
There are so many more moments too. Like he is absolutely as much a legacy character as the original Aliens, and he was a replacement for Ghost Freak.
yeah. And do you remember like to be honest, like he had a lot of key moments, a lot of them.
He came back in Alien Force as the first original alien to come back.
Yep. All right, so
What a mad lad.
with that being said, let's stay on the same track and talk about this ultimate form. Okay? So what do you say about the ultimate form? I know you got all this amazing talk about the regular, but what about the ultimate? Arson.
To be honest, he's actually not had that many bad moments either. Like Ultimate Cannonbolt, on paper and design-wise, I mean, he's literally just got a metal coating and everything, and when he rolls up, he's got like small spikes on the sides, and ooh. From like an ultimate standpoint, it doesn't really make any sense. It's like the same as Big Chill, where it's just like added abilities without any drawbacks whatsoever, or like trade-offs for abilities. But like compared to Ultimate Big Chill, like I feel like Ultimate Cannonbolt has done so much more.
I mean,
And
I feel like
the
he's done more than most.
The the gray metal like coating and everything, like, it's not a bad like look on him. Not my
Oh, no.
favorite. Much prefer the original, like, you know.
The
But
original one's awesome. I'm just saying, it's just like
but like
perfect.
Ultimate Cannonbolt isn't bad. I definitely say he's better than some, like a lot of the ultimates we've covered. Probably not as good as Ultimate Humongosaur because he actually has differences and, you know, all of that. If I were to place him somewhere, I would say it would probably be somewhere in top or middle B.
Yeah,
I would have
and
said A, but he doesn't feel like that much as an ultimate.
I mean, you're not wrong. I can agree to the B status, to be honest. I don't know where though. I feel like he should be mid to high at least. Because I think, in my own eyes, I think he is probably one of the better ultimates, like for sure. I don't know, Grim. What do you think, man?
I like Ultimate Cannibal. Obviously, he's my, he's just like a souped up version of my favorite of all time. I fully agree with Assassin. Ultimate Cannonbolt does the same thing as Ultimate Big Chill,
Mhm.
where they just soup up the one's powers. But the reason I think everyone likes Ultimate Cannonbolt more is just because Cannonbolt is a cooler alien than Big Chill, right? I can fully agree with the B rating. I wouldn't put him there, but I fully understand it.
All right, so where would you put him? Don't let anybody else sway your opinion. Where would you put him?
Yeah.
Like where would you put him?
Hmm.
I mean,
while
let's be honest. Clearly, he is not S tier. To me, at least.
no, he's not S tier, but I do think that he's either right behind or right in front of Ultimate Humongousaur for me, because
Oof.
while he doesn't change much of anything, I actually really like his design. It's honestly tied. I love them both pretty much the same. Yes, the orange is more vibrant. He's more like bouncy looking, but I really like the sleek and like almost kind of Mad Max style that he turns into when he turns into his ball. Yeah, there's the thing with NRG. Um, I fully understand why some people wouldn't place him even remotely as high as I did, but
Yeah.
I think he's solid. He's definitely nowhere near as good as the original Cannonbolt. Like with that, nowhere near.
If I was to place him, I would probably put him probably above Spider Monkey. I just feel like he's more of a B because, like, he can't outshine the OG. Like, and granted, you've automatically said that too. So you can't outshine the OG. He's had way too many amazing moments, and yeah, like Ultimate Cannonbolt maybe have some good moments, but I don't know. I just don't see him that far up. So, all right. So with you having him, did you say above or behind? You said above.
Either or. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So with that in mind, where did you say we should put him, Arson?
Somewhere in middle or high B.
Middle or high B. All right. So if he goes middle, it's about the same spot as I am. And with all of that in together, man, he'd either be like cream of the crop on B or low A. I think we would man, this is a tough one. What do you think? Like maybe King of B?
I feel like that's too high for like an ultimate.
Yeah. But I mean, we have Ultimate
Swampfire and
Humongousaur.
Ultimate Humongousaur.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like compared to like the aliens in B, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Well,
because like I said, like when I was bringing up, like I understand it based on like how I see like him as like a continuation of Cannonball, I'd say he would go like right behind Grab Attack. But obviously based on my own personal thing, I think he's like right ahead of Ultimate Humongousaur.
All right. With that being said, I can agree to that. I could put him behind Grab Attack. That would be okay with me. Although that
cool with you?
Shock Squatch is getting pushed down further. So, well, as Arson said, mid to high B. So I think he'd be okay with that. What do you think, Arson? Right here, you think you're okay with that?
That's good.
Okay. Well, that's what we'll do then. Man, Shock Squatch just keeps getting pushed back. Poor guy. The only Canadian I can say I like. No, I'm kidding. I've got other Canadians I like. All right. Well, that being said, who's on the chopping block next, Arson?
Lodestar.
Lodestar.
All right. Magnetic boy.
There you go. Okay, I was gonna say I'll let you go ahead and start.
Magnets. No, okay. In all honesty, though, like we don't see much of him. Unfortunately, he shows up for like a few scenes. But the few scenes he does show up in, he's just basically Magneto. Like,
yeah,
he's just tearing things apart, and just, I mean, again, like I don't know what else to describe it, man. He's just, I love his design. Like his transformation scene is a little weird, but like it's cool. I love like the way his head floats on basically like his magnet torso.
Oh yeah.
I love the black and yellow scheme that he has going as well. Like in terms of design, he's a very good alien. Um, and honestly, I don't know how much else to describe him. Like he's he's a really simple alien. Like just
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
that's it.
well, like you said though, he doesn't have a lot of impact. Like he really doesn't. You
He could
know,
have a lot more.
he could have had a lot more. You're not wrong. Like if they ever did reintroduce the series in a serious format, when it comes to like a follow up from Omniverse, it'd be really cool to see him come back and be a little bit more, add a little bit more. But to me, he does have a great design. I do like that. The floating head is cool. Just overall, he's pretty cool. He even has like the little wing tips at the top of his head, kind of like Magneto's helmet. But that being said, I don't see him very high on my list, unfortunately, because of the impact he has not had and stuff. He's just okay. He's mid to me, if not even lower. So I'll move on to Grim. Grim, what do you think, man?
He's like the opposite Echo Echo for me. I don't really care about his powers all that much, but I absolutely love his design. His design is like top 5 in Alien Force for me. Um, again, like I said, I don't really care for his powers. Like magnetism's fine, but it's just not something I really vibe with. But his design is so freaking cool.
I mean, I'll give you that. I like I said, I do like his design, but for me,
Mhm.
that doesn't pull him up to very high either. It's like,
Yeah,
he looks cool, but I got to think about the impact he's had when he was there, and like his powers and whatnot. And it's like been there, done that. With other characters, not in Ben 10, obviously, but
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to be probably a C for me. Like, he may be above Ultimate Spider Monkey, roughly, maybe.
If I remember correctly, doesn't he like get blown up? I think he gets like blown up, but then he just like reassembles himself.
I don't remember that. Maybe.
Was that when he was fighting Darkstar
I
or
don't
whatever his
know.
name?
All I think yeah, no, I think he just straight up get like he just gets blown up and then he just reassembles. Like
I mean, that's cool, but I said what I said. That's where I place him. Anybody, you guys can say wherever you guys want to place him, and we'll figure it out from there.
ah, he's so cool. Could be even cooler.
Yeah, but is he
Maybe
Echo?
maybe
Echo
there's
cool?
maybe there
No,
maybe there's just a scene that I'm not remembering. I know there's more to him.
I just
I
don't
don't know.
remember that much
For
impact on him. Like, to be honest.
for me, I feel like he's like right behind Wildmutt because like
Oh,
the
indeed.
design hard carries him. I just don't think he like I somewhat agree with Phoenix. He just doesn't get enough to do. Like he doesn't he never gets the chance to do stuff. It's like Ripjaws. It's like he just never gets the chance to do much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff that he does do, yeah, it saves the day, but it's I don't know, maybe it's just not nearly as memorable. But yeah, like, obviously you can remember getting blown up and reassembling, like that's always cool.
Yeah. All right, so we got a C and a B. Uh, what's that? What say you, Arson? Where do you think he should be?
Ah, mm, I don't know. Again, like I like his power. I love his design.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't do much with him.
Yeah, that's and don't get me wrong, like I said, I really do like his design. It's really cool. But I don't know. I think everything else weighs him down. And that's
I'd
why
I'd have to say behind Jet Ray.
okay. Well, So, all right. So we got Grim saying behind Wild Mutt. You behind Jet Ray, and mine is, and I said probably above Ultimate Spider Monkey. Let's see, where would that put him? That would probably put him low B. Like, because
I
Grim's got him up there pretty high.
I was gonna say I got him like straight dab in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot in there. So I'm thinking either very low B or top of C.
I was thinking top of C. Yeah.
But can Arson agree to that?
I'm whatever on this point, man.
Okay.
Like Lodestar isn't like Lodestar's an alien that I'm happy wherever he goes. Like I don't think he's better than
Echo.
Echo and Jet Ray, but like he does have the potential to absolutely outshine them if he wanted to.
Okay. So top of C, he's king of C right now. That's where we'll put him. It's just him having that higher B just kind of like threw it all off. So, which is fine. That's what it's here for. But moving on now, we've got the little ferryman.
Nanomech.
Look, Nanomech.
He's a
I
movie original. He
yeah.
was introduced in a movie that I don't even remember. All I remember from that was the Swarm Queen, and then later on, I think it was like the freaking Doc Ock knockoff because he wore the trench coat and the fedora, and he
I
had like arms that he walked on. I think I don't know, but like all I do know is that Nanomech is a completely unique creation of the nanomachines and Ben's DNA, and that's what
yeah,
this led to.
which is cool. I mean, it is pretty cool, but
It makes him an alien that is literally the only one. Like
yeah,
there is nothing like Nanomech.
right.
Nanomech is a completely unique creation that shouldn't have existed at all, but did.
But he was
And it's
also
just
underutilized too. Like he was used a little bit because of the movie.
all
And
I remember from him is that like the video game episode where I forgot the dude's full name, but it was basically Ben's J. Jonah Jameson, which is Harangue, I think.
oh yeah,
And like he got him in the studio to make a video game, and he had Ben wear this like suit to like motion capture all of his aliens moves. And so then Harangue made like an entire robot to beat him, and he was doing well up until the point he turned into Nanomech, and it all fell into shambles because Nanomech couldn't fit into like the motion sensor suit. So like he was the only alien that could beat freaking Harangue's robot.
oh, that was actually a pretty good one.
And I got an appreciation for the little guy. Like he barely shows up. He doesn't do much. He's basically more of a gag alien these days now. But
Yeah.
like he's a cool little dude. I like him. I feel like for what he did, it was enough. Like obviously he doesn't really serve much purpose now anymore.
Nah, not really.
Um,
But
unless
he
like they
does
do
game.
again, they could get really creative with the episodes. Like I said, with Pesky Dust, they could do like a dream episode. But for like Nanomeg, they could do like a lot of like cool, like tiny episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and like it really leaves more grounds to explore for like other aliens that are like probably like small as him or even smaller. Uh, so they could get really creative with them. Nanomech really opens that doorway
Yeah.
for more aspects in that field. But he's just there. He's just chilling now, and I do like him.
What about you, Grim? What say you about him? Any comments?
I think I think I agree with Assassin. He's a little more of like a goof gag kind of alien now. He's cool. I really like his design. Um, I feel like what he's most known for probably isn't even the movie. It's probably that one episode that Assassin had mentioned about the video game robot thing. At least that's what I remember him by. Um, but yeah, no, it like Assassin said, he just doesn't really get to do a whole lot, but he's got a lot of potential, especially for being, so small and just for how unique he is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also, when I think of gag, when you said that, I immediately remembered the scene. It was like also when Kevin went insane. It was like basically one of the season finales, and like Ben and Gwen are like fighting over whether they should kill the guy or not. And like he turns into Nanomech like in front of her, and she slams the book on it.
Oh.
And then Ben immediately escalates the situation by turning into way big. Just coming out of the book, like, really? You really just did that?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
That
So
was funny.
when I watched the series all the way through, like I watched them in order, even when it came to the movies. So like when the movie aired, I watched that and then continued on with the series and stuff like that. So the first time I seen him was definitely the movie. But I have an appreciation for the character, and you're right, he does have a lot of potential. And that episode does gain him a lot of ground, the video game episode. And I forgot about that whole thing until you mentioned it about slamming in the book, which was freaking hilarious. But I
Treated
don't
him like how you treat a mosquito, man.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's Gwen. Come on. Like, what do you
Yeah, I
expect?
know. Like, it was obvious, and like Ben basically set himself up for that one. But
Yeah.
like, I don't think he was expecting it. I mean,
All right, so the problem is where do we put him? Like, in an honest opinion, where do you put him?
okay, unlike Walkatrout, where like he was nothing but laughs, it's kind of the same with Nanomech, but he does do some things. He did clutch an episode.
Mm-hmm.
He was, a pretty important alien for the movie
Yeah.
to solve that movie's problem. Um, I like how it wasn't also swept under the rug. It isn't like, something that happened and then it goes back to the show and it's like, what? Yeah, no, I don't know. This guy just popped up one day. No, like the Swarm Queen, I think if I remember correctly, that was her name. She does show back up. Like
Yes, she
that
does.
whole sequence of events still happens. Nanomech is still like he's a cornerstone of
Mm-hmm.
one of Ben's adventures. And he came out with an alien that isn't like any of the other aliens. Like even
Right.
Alien X. Like Alien X is like a whole species.
Right.
Nanomech is
All by
the only of his
himself.
kind.
Yeah.
He's the only one. A sentient nano machine. And again, it opens up a lot of doorways that are never really explored. And, given that, he doesn't deserve a low tier, so no D at all.
I don't think so
That
either.
really just leaves like either a C, like a high C, or if you guys really want to fight for it, but I won't, a low B. But personally, I think he'd be behind Stinkfly.
Okay. So mid C then.
Yep.
What about you, Grim? Do you agree or disagree or
Again, if you wanna make the case for him to go higher, I understand. But, compared to the other aliens,
I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, I can't make that case. I really can't. I was arguing C or D, and I was like, and then with you saying
I mean,
what you said,
I
I
feel
was
like he could go above Mustache.
Yeah.
I just feel like compared to Stinkfly, it's just
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. I was gonna say because he's so unique and stuff, I see him as somewhat kind of similar in a way to like Chroma Stone. So I wanted to put him like right behind Chroma Stone, but he just isn't as impactful as Chroma Stone. And I think that's
Yeah.
really just because he doesn't get to shine nearly as often. So yeah, I think right behind Stinkfly is perfectly fine.
Okay. I will choose to agree with you guys, mainly because I really have a difficulty of putting him in a certain spot, like because he is unique, like you said, and that's not like beating a dead horse. It's he's the only one of his kind. Like he was created, and I just you got to get some props on that. But I look at this list of this tier list, man, and there's so many legends on here that are lower than what they should be, and everything else, and I feel horrible trying to put him above certain ones. Um, so that's why I will agree with you guys and put him right behind Stinkfly. So that works for me. And that moves us on to Chicken Boy.
kicking Hawk.
I like Kicking Hawk. I don't know why. He's just look to me. Whenever I think of Kicking Hawk, I think of what's the other character that's of the same species that's always getting his butt kicked by Ben. What was his name? Do you remember?
Uh, it was on the tip of my tongue, but now I forgot. I.
Well, needless to say, he'd always he'd get reamed by Ben like so easily too. and when he got Kicking Hawk, I just was like, huh, I like it's just it's a good character. I like him. He's got some good bits. He's not he's got some shining moments, but not a whole lot. I mean, obviously he's from a newer series, so he didn't have as much time to shine. But
Seriously bold claim that Ben said that he was his best hand-to-hand fighter. That's like seriously up for debate because
yeah,
compared to literally all the other aliens he's had experience with, to just call one of the recent ones that he got his
yeah.
best hand-to-hand fighter is a
Um,
little bit of a bold claim.
but I think Ben had a little bit of I wouldn't say crush, but you know what I mean. He just had like a love for that character, and
Similar to feedback, like
yeah,
he picks favorites. Yeah.
yeah, and I think he was one of his favored ones. Um, Granted, I don't think he got him as much as he wanted to, but when he did
Okay.
get him, he was happy with it. So chicken. Oh, sorry.
I
Anyways,
mean, like the other one, I forgot. I keep forgetting what his name is, man. I just I don't know what it is, but like
I
I actually like him more than I like Kickin' Hawk.
do
If that
too.
kind of puts things into perspective.
To be fair,
Like
he's in
when
it more.
what was it? There was like a scene where like I think it was Cannibal. No, yeah, it was Cannibal. He like Kickin' Hawk was like, or not Kickin' Hawk. I'm just gonna call him Kickin' Hawk because honestly he deserves that name. He's like he's fighting Cannibal, and then like they tumble into some like feed, and he like picks some up, and he like holds it out to him, and he can't help himself. He just starts pecking at it, and then he rolls up into a ball, and he gets him, and then like you hear his panic cry. It's so funny.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like that's the thing is I like that character. I like him more than Kikadok, but and to me like because of that character, it would his species would raise, but this is Ben's alien specifically we're talking about.
Yeah. And like when he does first get him, you see the difference immediately, like between the
Yeah.
two of them, because obviously Omnitrix turns him into the prime of the species,
Yeah.
and he's like dwarfs him in size and in skill. And like he does show off his moves. Like he does some pretty cool stuff like acrobatically and kicks him and stuff. Just in the name.
Yeah, definitely in the name.
But like aside from that, he does his stuff. Like he does fight. He does what Kick and Hawk does kick and fancy martial arts kind of
Yeah.
chicken arts. I mean, there's also another scene I think I remember where like he bounces what is it, like the fist dude off the wall like a ping pong ball. Like he kicks him into the wall, he flies back, kicks him into the wall again, and then I think he drop kicks him.
He's a good alien. I will say that he's really good. I like his design.
But yeah, again, it's like another thing of like the potential is there. Like he like the claim can definitely be said that he is the best hand-to-hand fighter. It's just never seen or shown that much.
But I will say this, with the potential thing, the one thing I could say about that is he has been used more than some of the ones that that could have had more potential. Does that make sense?
Doesn't he also run extremely fast? I think
Yes.
I think I remember. Yeah, he like runs like really. He has like a little run
Yeah.
that he does.
Yeah. So I think that potential is an understatement. I think he does have it like 100%. And maybe Ben is right because Ben knows these aliens better than we do. So
Yeah.
who are we
It's
to question
also a
him?
thing like it's also a thing like it's a little like there's some weird plot holes here and there sometimes, but it
Yeah.
is said that when Ben turns into the species that he turns into, he immediately knows what to do. Like
Yeah.
it hard codes like all of the things that the alien can do to Ben. So
Well, that makes
it's
sense with
just one
some of them,
those things.
especially like when he turned into Ball Weevil, like it like he immediately like at first was like doing the ball, and or doing, and but he knew what to do. Like there was no explanation. So like with this, like I can see that 100%. But Grim, what do you think of Chicken Boy? Kicking Hawk, sorry.
I don't really like him. Like, I didn't want to be that guy. I figured I'd let you guys get your piece out, but I just don't really like him.
All right, so explain. Go ahead.
I don't like his design. I feel like Ben has a few too many aliens that are just like, I'm gonna kick you in the face really hard, or I'm gonna punch you in the face really hard. You know what I
Look,
mean?
Accelerate was the original kicker. If you go back to like the freaking the Loch Ness monster, where like it tried to like take the crates at first, and Accelerate
yeah.
goes under its chin and machine gun kicks. Yeah, like those were some kicks at super speeds. Like Kicking Hawk,
like,
I feel like to exemplify it, really. I mean, it is shown, but like I feel like they could have done a lot more with the kicks.
Yeah, but see, Kicking Hawk isn't even in Accelerate's league. Like I'm sorry that there's no way.
He's kind of like a Batman knockoff with the whole. Like
Yeah.
he even has like the what is it the back talon, like the arm talon on his to kind of replicate the wrist gauntlets that Batman has.
All right, so I want to ask Grim first since yours is going to be the low end. I already know where I think I would put him. So Grim, where would you put him?
Like, yeah, he's got some funny moments and stuff, so I think that helps him a little bit. I think he's like a high C. I'd put him probably like in between Echo and Jet Ray. Like I don't completely dislike him. I guess I'm more so neutral, but I don't know, because like my main gripe with him is his design. I just don't vibe with it.
See, I like his design. I don't know, huh?
I don't know. I don't know. Something about it, I just don't really like it.
Well, I mean, I'm not here to argue your point, so
yeah.
but
And again, it just goes to show, like, we definitely could have seen a lot more of him if they continued the series with the road trip. You know, we
Mhm.
probably would have seen a lot more of the new aliens. We would have gotten more aliens, like, no doubt. Uh, but that never happened, and we got the
Yeah.
reboot instead.
Yeah. The reboot. Ugh. Anyways, on that, I think he belongs in B. I think he's a lower B. Maybe behind blocks for me.
I
Um,
don't know. I feel like that's too high. I
do
can't
you
I
think
can't
so?
possibly. Again, it all comes back to like Echo Echo and freaking Jet Ray, and now Lodestar.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he scales above them.
So where do you think he scales?
Heck, I don't think he even scales above freaking Mustache.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, clearly Mustache is the best stash to stash fighter. So,
Okay, but did Kickin' Hawk beat Vilgax?
good point. Good point. All right.
Mustache says as he twirls his mustache.
To be fair,
Again,
I
it was
will
it was it was a buff by Skurd, but you know.
I
Still counts.
will agree with your C, but where? I will give this one to you guys. But
I don't know,
where?
Grim. I don't feel like he's better than Stinkfly either.
I was kind of like, because I wanted to soften the blow a little bit, but I also don't think he's better than Stinkfly. Like, I think he has potential to be better than Stinkfly, and like,
No,
aside
yeah,
from me just not liking
I'm
his design, like I could see why people
yeah,
would like him more than Stinkfly, but
yeah, I'm bold enough to say that he would definitely outshine all of C tier if they gave him more screen time.
Yeah.
They gave him more feats, maybe even revolve an episode around him. I'd definitely say he could definitely outshine all of C. Dare I say? But as it
Maybe that's
stands,
why I think of as more as a B than a C.
yeah, as it stands though, he's behind Stinkfly.
I can't. I can't. Ah, gosh. All right, I already gave it up to you guys, so I'm going to go with you on this. But I think he should be a little bit higher than that. I really do. I like his character. And I know Graham doesn't like his looks, but I do. I like the way he looks. Um, and but see, the love I have for him is more for the other character we can't even think of his name right now. And I think that character has a lot more potential. Like, but he's always getting his butt kicked by Ben. And those funny moments, like he feels compelled to eat the chicken feed and stuff. That's so great. Like, makes you wonder as if he was in this, if Kicking Hawk was in that same situation, would he do the same exact thing? So, which would have been funny, you know? I mean, I'm just saying. But all right, so we'll do that. He's below Stinkfly and above Mr. What's his face? Why did I just lose his name? Nanomech. So, all right. So this brings us to our last one. And dude's so ugly that they've never even showed his face. But anybody that sees him,
A face not even a mother could love.
and who might that be?
Toe pick.
What, you want toe picks? That's gross.
Toe picks. Well, you can get your very own toe picks in the link tree down below to Only Phoenixes.
Yeah. You know what? Every time somebody says something about toe picks, this is the person I'm going to send them. This is the picture. Like, here you go.
Send toe picks. I got you.
Anyways, so this guy, who wants to explain him?
Go ahead, Grim.
he exists.
Oh, I knew he was gonna say that. Anyways, this
He
guy
says some good moments.
This guy scared Zombozo and Siphon.
Dude. He's had some moments, and that's true. Like, you open up that cage to his mask, and it's just like, nope. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I remember correctly, but isn't this guy related to the eye guy species?
Is he?
I don't know if I remember that. Maybe I got it wrong. Um, but I thought I saw somewhere that like eventually, or either eventually or somewhere in like it's like a subspecies of eye guy.
Hmm.
I don't know though.
Man, I wish we could fact check that real quick, but that's interesting. All right, so what do you think of him then? I I
I mean,
like him.
all he really contributed was like that he scared the life out of like Siphon and Zombozo.
Yeah, which was hilarious. Like I just there's not much to him. You know,
I
he
mean,
wasn't.
I think he scared him so bad, like they literally like all the color got drained out of their face.
Yeah,
Either that, or I think it was the lighting. I think it was the lighting. I'm not sure.
maybe it was the lighting. Maybe they did that lighting on purpose though
I
to
don't
do
know if
that.
he gets like a fancy light that comes out of his face, or it's like
He's so I somewhat agree with Grimm as that he's just there, but
yeah,
also
no, he's literally just there. Like the only reason he exists is just like to add another alien to the roster.
yeah,
The guy has no combat prowess. Like all he's there for is to literally just basically be like a one shot.
yeah, and to me that sets him pretty low. I like
I like his design though. Like
I do
if
too.
like if they made the design more grotesque instead of like the cartoony style of Omniverse, I
Yeah,
could see this guy as like a Dark Souls like freaking enemy. That's what he could pass off as, like with the whole chains, like a helmet around him, and it's just like it's cool, but like again, you don't see much. It's just it is what it is.
right.
Like I don't see any potential with the guy. Like unless like I don't know, all of a sudden he starts shooting freaking beams out of his freaking helmet or something. He's just another guy that's there, and unfortunately, I think we might have a D on our hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say being ugly doesn't merit you like a better resolve. Like, I mean, like that's the only thing he brings to the table is he's so grotesque that he scares the life out of people. That's it. And so I agree with the D, and I think he's fairly low on that list as well. But do you got anything else to add to that, Grim? Where do you think he should be placed?
I got nothing.
So again, we're in a moment to where you don't care.
Not really. No. He's.
All right.
Yeah.
So S tier it is. No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh, what was I thinking? Of course.
Don't. I can't believe I missed that moment.
I'll give you the benefit. I'll give you this benefit though. He goes below Wakatra.
Okay.
Wakatra has more charm.
We were actually on the same page because I was to say he's above. Like I don't think
anything is above Ultimate Wild Nut.
Yeah.
I refuse to let anything be below Ultimate Wild.
Let's take a look down here. I don't think there's anything that could, except for the new aliens or the new episode.
Nope. Those at least have charm.
I wouldn't know. I've never seen it. So, but all right. Well, there you have it. There you have it, guys. We have our updated tier list, and as always, if you're watching on YouTube, it should pop up a little bit ago as soon as we chose our grade. And that's it for this week. We really had a lot of lower tiers on this one, but we had a couple that were surprising that, not really surprising. They belong where they go. But I want to thank you guys for being here for another episode. On to episode 7 after this, and that leaves us with very little left. We're over halfway done. So we're gonna have to start thinking of our next tier list that we're gonna have to start doing. But until then, if you guys have any comments about our choices, keep them to yourself. No, I'm kidding. There's gonna be a link in the description below. Click that. You can get a hold of us on different social medias, or you can just comment in in here where you're at right now. Just let us know what you think. If you have any discrepancies, if you think that for instance, like Ultimate Wild Mud is an S tier, I would probably just leave that alone, because you're gonna get fights more from Grim than anybody, and then it's gonna
I
go
will find
from
you.
he will
I
find
have a
you.
very particular set of skills.
But until then, guys, have a great week. And also, I do want to apologize to the ones that listen and just waits for these episodes to drop. Last week I dropped the ball big time. I didn't have it set up to launch, and then a dear friend of the podcast, one of the members, Ocean, got me playing a game, and I completely forgot until at night to drop the short. So that's the first time I've ever let it go that late. So I apologize for that. I hope you all forgive me. I'll try to make sure that never happens again. And on that note, I hope you guys have a great week. And bye.
Bah humbug.